Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. I am extremely thrilled that you are joining me today, as this day means so much to me because it's my birthday. Ooh, 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 ooh. And it is also the first day of spring. And although we were greeted with a little bit of snow this week, the flowers will soon bloom. And you know, as we enter into this new season of life, I just pray for abundance, love, joy, and more thrills. This is the perfect time to take a moment and renew our minds and refresh our energy and be in great anticipation of what's to come. So we're kicking off a two-part birthday celebration at one of my favorite restaurants in town, Joesph Decuis. This fabulous farm-to-fork restaurant is located in Roanoke, and they provide top-tier food and experiences. So we will head there today to enjoy their outside conservatory, and then tomorrow we will sit down with their executive chef. And later, it's Wealth Wednesday, and Foster Financial is here with some latest holistic advice. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
I am here at Joesph Decuis, located in Roanoke, Indiana. And today is my birthday, and this is one of my favorite restaurants. So of course I'm taking you on the inside for a birthday party. Let's do it. And what perfect way to start this visit than sitting in the conservatory, which is bright, so lovely, full of spring and life. And I am so excited to be joined by Rochelle, who is the bar manager and sommelier, and also Laura, who is the general manager here at Joesph Decuis. Hello.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
Good. We're glad to have you back.
I am so happy to be here. You all are so kind, and I had such a great time on my last visit. The food and drinks are amazing here. So I said, where would I want to spend my birthday? Well, at one of my favorite spots, Joesph Decuis.
Well, we're glad you chose us.
Yes. Okay, so I know that so many people know about Joesph Decuis because you guys have been here for so long. But Laura, will you start off by giving just an overview about the vibe, the style of cuisine that you have, and what people can really expect when they come here?
Yeah, so Joesph Decuis opened in 2000, so we have been here for quite a long time. We are still a little bit of a secret. We're not so far away from Fort Wayne, just a 20-minute beautiful country drive out here to Roanoke. This little town is amazing. If you haven't traveled to Roanoke, we would love to have you here. And of course, Joesph Decuis has been a destination for many years. So guests can really expect a wonderful experience when they come here. I mean, Joesph Decuis is very special. Looking around at all the furnishings, and we have beautiful paintings and all the vibe of the different dining rooms, the special bank building, really a lot of history, and again, just a really special place to spend a special occasion, or we tell people you are welcome to come anytime and really experience our cuisine and what we do here.
Right, that's so true. I feel like each time I come, I discover a new room. There's so many options here, and that bank room is so cool. We're actually going to give you all a peek of it a little later. And so one of the things I have to highlight on is the customer service. You all pay such close attention to detail, and part of that, you both have been here for quite a while, over a decade, 2 decades plus. Like, I love that longevity. When I see people who stay and work so hard at an establishment, that speaks of the culture of this place. So give me just a little take about how you feel about working here for so long.
Yes, well, I love the Eshelmans. We're all family. We're one big family here. I love the values of our stress-free, drug-free farm, the farm-to-fork aspect of it, and just, you know, the customers that we've grown relationships with over the years. Yes. And I really love what I do. Craft cocktails, wine, good food.
Yes, and kind of rolling into that, you have just launched your spring menu, being the bar manager, and you made all these cocktails. I love that. Signature creative cocktails. So we're going to give a little taste. Let's start off with this one. First off, the pink array is giving me life because I love pink so much.
Spring, definitely.
Yes. And so let's start with the hot pink.
Okay, perfect. So this is our, I called it the Lucky 75 for being March.
Yes.
But this is a guava, passion fruit, dragon fruit puree infused with the gin and then topped with Prosecco and lemon.
It's the bubbly for me. Like,
yes.
I love it so much.
Bubbles always.
Yes, and gin gives such a nice florally vibe to the drink, so that's perfect for spring.
Yes.
So I see what you did. That's delicious. And then what is this one?
This is our featured margarita right now. I did a grapefruit blood orange, so it still gives it the pink, vibrant color, but also gives it the acidic with a little bit of sweet. So I did a Blanco tequila, a little olive juice for the brininess, and
Very refreshing. I love a margarita. I love a margarita, so that is delicious and so cute. Okay, and then what is this? This looks dangerous.
it is dangerous. No, this is our old fashioned. I think those are my favorite cocktails to create. I think I have a following for old fashions here. This I specifically did with a blood orange instead of a typical orange, the citrus aspect of it. And I did rosé simple syrup. So instead of water, sugar, equal parts, I did rosé wine, sugar, equal parts. And then bitters, of course, and a toasted orange garnish.
Now this is the drink. Oh my goodness, so good. And you say half rosé wine and sugar.
Yes.
That is so creative. I love a well balanced, and these are very full body and very refreshing.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
Okay, so much is happening here. Spring is here now. Today is the first day of spring, so we're so excited. And Joesph Decuis actually has events that are rolling out. So Laura, please share with me about them.
So our first spring event is Easter, of course. We do an Easter brunch, so that's coming up in 2 weeks on the 31st. It is a 3-course lunch, or brunch, I should say. And we're starting with a little mousse bouche of a spinach soup.
Okay.
But it's a really a nice event. I've worked a lot of Easters, so I've gotten to watch a lot of families grow up and come back. It's their tradition, and what a beautiful place to spend an Easter afternoon.
Yes, I love that. Especially, I mean, this room, the conservatory is just so beautiful. So I can just imagine the beautiful Easter outfits.
Yes,
Taking
makes for great family photos,
Yes.
of course. Yep, the beautiful outdoors. People experience the back courtyard and have a little pond out front. So
I love that. I love that so much. Okay, and so when they come, they can taste and try just so many different unique custom items. You all are known for your cuisine, of course, and the quality that is served. So we have a charcuterie board here, which is always so fun, but you have special little meats on it. So can you tell me more about it?
So we actually house cure our meats. So some of these are Wagyu. This is a Wagyu pepperoni house cured, a linguiça, and a salami. Then we also raise Mingalitza at our farm, which is a rare Hungarian hog, and this is a 3-year aged hand sliced prosciutto.
Wow, so nice. I have to take a little bite.
And then for our cheeses, we do source those locally. This is Tulip Tree, it's a nettle cheese, a Snapdragon red pepper cheese, and a hops beer cheese.
Really?
Yes,
What was this?
a nettle cheese.
Nettle is everything. Like,
Yes.
oh my goodness. So delightful, so soft and tender. And I love the take on the bread instead of crackers, so you get a little variety. Okay,
Right.
we have to keep moving because there's so much goodness on this table.
and that is our house dough, our house-made sourdough bread. Yes.
That's what made it so tender. I knew there was something very unique and delicious about it. Okay. Next up, oysters. But this is made differently. So I've had oysters so many different ways. What is this one called?
So this is Oysters Bienville. This is a family recipe of the Eshelmans. And this is a baked oyster with a house-made cream of mushroom, shrimp, parmesan.
Oh my goodness. It looks so delicious. Okay. So good. Oh my goodness. The cream of mushroom just takes it to the next level. Okay, so this dish looks so exciting and different. So what am I looking at?
This is our Wagyu tartare. It's hand-chopped Wagyu with a black pepper binding.
Little bitty fork. Okay, do I use this?
Yes, of
Okay, perfect.
And then this is our Wagyu bone marrow with a shallot, caper, parsley salad on
So you
top
have
with
to-
our house sourdough.
Wow, sourdough. So am I eating this individually or am I putting it on the bread? Like
I
how?
think on the sourdough typically,
Okay, on the
but you can
sourdough.
eat it however you like.
Okay, so so this is Wagyu tartare, and so usually people have heard of like tuna tartare.
Right.
So tell me the difference between the two.
This is actually Wagyu beef, so it's hand chopped. It's similar stylistically, but yeah, there's usually a binder that connects it to egg yolk, black pepper, and then the
Rosemary.
yes,
So good.
yes, and then the bone marrow you just spread it on like butter and
Really?
very rich and flavorful.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, so bone marrow. Look at that, guys. You can just kind of take that, spread it, and then go in for it. Very beefy. Like it almost is like a thick beef stock.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it has a little flavor
Yes.
and a fun texture. I heard that bone marrow is actually good for you.
Very good for you. Yes. Very good.
That's so interesting.
Yes, they actually call the bone marrow God's butter.
Really?
Yes, because the richness, the creaminess of it.
Okay, and you told me combine the two, so I'm going to listen to Rochelle. She said combining the two. Look at that. I mean, it looks so good together. Okay, let's see. This is fun, different. Come out and get a different flair to your food here at Joesph Decuis for sure. Okay. Oh my gosh, this stuff was so good to taste. But, okay, so the charcuterie board has so many options. But Laura, you said I really need to dive into this. What is that?
You do. Well, you need to experience it for yourself.
Okay.
And think about, what am I tasting?
What am I tasting? All right, guys, I love a challenge. Sweetness, a little fire, crunch, juiciness. What am I tasting?
You just described it very accurately. Yeah, those are pickled grapes. We pickle those in-house.
Grapes.
Yes.
That's so unique. Oh my goodness, and it really does add to it. And of course, this olive spread. I love olives so much. So this is a really fun charcuterie. So before I let you all go, I have to ask, there's so many events that's happening this year. In particular, as spring is rolling out, people can come and experience this food, this cuisine, as I am today. So tell me how they can.
Yeah, so all of our events are on our website. That is www.joesphdecouis.com. You can make a reservation by calling us, and you're also able to do that on Open Table platform, make a reservation. Our next event coming up at the farm is May 18th. We're partnering with Make-A-Wish Foundation, and we're having a bourbon tasting, a wine tasting. Pakula and Golf Jewelers will be out there talking about diamonds. Rudy's Cigars is going to be promoting their cigars. You can learn about cigars and buy a cigar.
Well, there are just so many amazing options here. Thank you so much for sharing these appetizers and drinks. And guess what, guys? The fun continues, because next up, I'll be sitting down with Chef Alex as he shows me some of the most popular dishes here at Joesph Decuis, and also a wine tasting with Rochelle. We'll be right back.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
This segment sponsored by Foster Financial. Welcome to Wealth Wednesday, providing you with holistic financial advice. And joining me today is Caleb Doan, the Vice President of Foster Financial. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good, doing good, thank you. Okay, so today we're going to talk about something interesting, which is rebalancing. What is rebalancing?
So this is something that we use at our firm with all the money that we manage in our clients' accounts, but it's also something that applies if you're just someone who's working, has a 401k, and you're saving for retirement. And so when we think about kind of your portfolio structure, usually we think about the percentage of stocks and the percentage of bonds. And that really determines your overall risk, right? So, I mean, a common one that we'll see is as people get close to retirement, and even in retirement, you might have a 60-40 split. 60% stock and 40% bonds. The bonds are the more conservative piece, and it's basically supposed to kind of even out the fluctuations that we'll see in the market. But when we've seen lots of movement in the market, like over the last 15 months, we've seen the market go up pretty substantially, it can make you out of tolerance, where maybe a year ago when you last rebalanced, you were at that 60-40 structure, and now the market has gone up. And of course, the part of your portfolio that has gone up the most is going to be that stock side. And so that used to be 60%, but now that grew. And so now maybe if you look at your portfolio, it's a little more like 70-30 or 80-20. And so now maybe you're a little bit too aggressive or too growth oriented. And so that could make sense to do a rebalance where you harvest the gain, you basically sell from that stock side, and then you invest back in the bonds.
Okay, so what time of year is best to kind of assess if you have to be rebalanced?
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of kind of rules of thumb. Some people say rebalancing quarterly is the best, you know, every 3 months. We kind of dictate that based on what the market is doing. So depending on what our outlook is for the market will help us determine, hey, do we want to rebalance right now? If the market has gone up, when you rebalance, typically that means you go a little bit more conservative. And then the reverse is true if the market has gone down. But a good rule of thumb, a lot of times in people's 401k, you can even set it to auto rebalance every quarter or something like that.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. And so talk more specifically about the accounts that can be rebalanced, because we're not just talking about like your checking savings, your money market accounts, CDs, or is this like literally investment accounts?
Yeah, this would be the investment accounts. The CDs would come into play. Those could be on the conservative side of the portfolio, but a lot of times this would be in your IRA, your brokerage account, your 401k. It would be those kind of retirement accounts that we typically think about, mostly those ones that can have stocks and bonds inside of them. And so anytime that you reallocate and rebalance the account, you're kind of, you know, setting back to your original allocation. Hey, I want to be at 60-40. We've harvested some gain, and now we can go back to that 60-40 allocation to make sure that you're not too risky in that account.
Okay, gotcha. And so what are some of the top methods or strategies really that you all kind of try to tackle when you're looking at different portfolios? And of course you look at such a variety of ones, but what is the common one? Yeah.
So I mean, some of the strategies with rebalancing that we use, when the market is going up, there's certainly a temptation to say, hey, the market is just always going to go up, right? I don't want to miss out on any of these gains. But of course, as we know, just like in 2022, the market dropped down. And so when we see the market go up like this, it means that people are slightly more growth oriented, slightly more aggressive than they were the last time that we rebalanced. And so the biggest strategy is basically harvesting that gain, taking some of those gains off the table, and then putting them in that conservative bucket, so that if we were to have another 2022 where the market drops, you know, you were able to save some of those gains, put it in that conservative side, and then ideally that conservative side is not going to drop if the market drops.
Right. So the conservative way would be kind of holding it and not so much reinvesting it or making it more of a chance. So I kind of think about it like if someone is, I don't know, gambling or like playing slots or something, and you win a bit, don't keep spending. It's like take your winnings, set them to the side, and only play the quarter machine with the first couple of quarters that you started off with, right?
Play with the house's money, take the chips off the table. So it seems like the stock market and gambling, it's like they always have similar analogies there too. So
I know, I'm like, how can we break that down? I guess that way,
I'll say the stock market has produced a lot more winners than what gambling has produced. So
good, that's so great. Okay, so this is just something though that people can bring to you. You say that it's automated, but first they have to set it up with you before it really rolls.
Yeah. A lot of times in a 401k, people might be defaulted into something like a target date fund or something like that. A lot of times we'll help them reallocate their portfolio to the desired allocation, and then we can help them with that rebalancing going forward.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Caleb.
Yeah, thank you.
Telling us about rebalancing.
Yeah.
And if you would like more information about Foster Financial, we'll have their phone number listed below, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Foster Financial.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
Do you want to know the best places to go to eat and drink around Northeast Indiana? Well, join me, Jessica Williams, for Living Local 15, weekdays at 9 a.m. as I take you inside of the best restaurants, new and old, explore their menu, and of course, mix up some cocktails. Where will I go next? Well, you'll have to watch and see, but I want to know, where do you recommend I go?
Keep up with Jessica Williams on Living Local 15, weekdays at 9.
Well, that's our show for today. Thank you so much for joining me for my birthday. And remember, tomorrow is part 2 of our experience at Joesph Decuis. I am sitting down with their executive chef, tasting their entrees, and of course, that infamous Wagyu steak. And remember, you can always catch up on full episodes or segments of Living Local 15 by going to WANE.com, downloading the WANE app, and also checking us out on YouTube. And I'll leave you with this. It's never too late to live your best life, so start living it today. And I hope you have an amazing first day of spring. Bye-bye.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group. Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.